Welcome here to a brand new edition of the LittleSnowMeals.com preview show. I'm your host, Jose Contreras, here on this week of January 18th. Thursday, January 18th is our recording date. Welcome back to the program. Chris Wade here. Welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Just wish one of our horses would get out of the gate on occasion that we like on the preview show. Last week, once again, he was my second choice in price playing the card. He was your top selection. And didn't want to go in the gate, and got in and leapt to the start and lost all chance. Had a lot of run far back, but that's just the way it goes.
It is. We haven't had much luck there, but that's the name of the game, trips and trouble notes and all this. And the thing is that when we eventually give up on those type of horses, Chris, what happens the next time we don't use them?
Invariably, you give them one more chance 4 or 5 times in a row, and the time you just throw up your hands and say, I can't do it anymore, they win. At 7 or 8 to 1, it's just the way it is. That's why I give these horses chance after chance, because I don't want to have that. I left him out this time, and he beat me for $1,000 a common pick four.
It is just. It's like it happens so often that sometimes you're like, you know what? It was meant to be. Like, it's just like, what are you gonna do? It's that kind of situation happens over and over again. Now, let's talk about your selection here for this week. We're looking all the way to race number 9, the final race on the 9-race program. By the way, there is a pick 6 carryover coming into Saturday night's program. Nobody had the pick 6 on Sunday. We have just over $29,000 in the pick 6 pool carryover on Saturday night. Let's go to race number 9, where you have your selection you want to highlight. It is the final race. Obviously, you close out leg of the pick 6. And you're looking at number 2, Just a Good Winner.
Yeah, this is a horse that the prior effort was at Zia Park. He got his non-winner to 2 lifetime victory. Shipped him for Mark Youngers. And this horse was against Open Company Allowance Company. And it has a flipping halter, leaned back at the start and kept the door. He leaned back on the rig and kept the door from opening up on time. He lost a couple length and a half, 2 lengths, and was slow on the stride, but finished pretty well on his own while lugging in late. Now it's against Open Company. Now he's against non-winners 3 lifetime. And with everything factored in, he's got my top number. I'm going to close it out with Just a Good Winner on Sunday night, closing out that late pick 4 and then pick 6, hopefully.
Like you mentioned, this was back on January 7th, and she had the outside post, and she was 3-1. Open allowance, much tougher field. But tell us what you saw here. Outside post, Just a Good Winner.
Yeah, well, she was moving around just a little bit away from the gate and moving the gates a little bit, but leaned back at the start and kept that door, leaned back on the rig and kept the door from opening up, lost a couple of lengths and drifted out early. A couple of baby love taps midway, was kind of one pace early, but was starting out strongly late, and while lugging in the final half of the affair, you can see she's under a hold, and the rider's taking hold of her a little bit to keep her from drifting in on the inside rival. But the horse was moving very, very well. And they subsequently usually always improve second time over the oval here at Lowell's Meadows. And with a drop in all-winners of 3, expected improvement and going an additional 50 yards. This horse has a big look at the outcome in the closing event on Saturday night.
I'm going to rewind this so we can slow-mo the replay again. Watch how this one leans back and look at the doors, right? They stayed closed for just a little bit longer than anybody else because it was leaning back with the flippy halter.
Yes, and cost the horse lock a length and 3/4 or so, kind of drifted out early and was kind of slow in the stride, but got beat 2 lengths, but had a length and 3/4 of trouble at the very least on my numbers and was lugging in the final half of the affair on her own. So with expected improvement, going additional 50 yards, dropping in against non-winners of 3, second time over the Losail Oval where they subsequently usually always move forward. Horse has a big look on my numbers in the finale on Saturday evening.
And also, you mentioned that was an open allowance, a much tougher group, a lot more wins in that field. Classy runner. So she took good sports. She was 3-1 in that field. So if she can just break a little bit better, obviously, she'll be in a much better spot. Do you like that she's drawn in between horses tonight? Maybe that could help her.
Well, if she breaks and runs straight, because her numbers previously were very solid between horses elsewhere, Lone Star Park and the like. And if she can just break within a decent fashion, that big run midway and final half, extended yardage here tonight, she's got a big look at the outcome on my numbers.
Field of 7 in that spot. Just a Good Winner's 5-2. Another horse we had previewed on the show was Cohesive Cartel. He came back to win again. He looked sharp, so he's going to be one of the main contenders. But this time around, you're giving a look to just a good winner for Mark Jungers and Oscar Peinado. As far as the simulcast land, I did keep tabs that there was some bad weather in Louisiana. That quarter horse season at Louisiana Downs has begun, but they've been canceling because of some weather issues. As far as the weekend simulcast, is anything going on that you're picking up right now? It's kind of mellow.
No, it's just kind of mellow right now. Like you said, Louisiana Downs is running their season, just started here in the 9th. But they run during the day on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the first part of the season. They extend to 4 days a little bit later on down the line. They run Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But they lost 3 days of racing, had all the work done, had a couple of nice-looking runners. But quarter horses going from 0 to 40 miles an hour do not want to be run over a frozen track. And it was 20 degrees. The track was hard. And out of safety concerns for the horses and the riders, they just went ahead and canceled, which was
even on the Durbert side, Oaklawn Park canceled this entire weekend. A lot of cancellations throughout the week, just around the east part of the country. Just some winter weather really affecting the conditions and the racetracks as well. So cancellations throughout the week. This part of the year we kind of expected to kind of trickle in, but we had some major cancellations this week. So the weather is affecting. As far as our weather here in SoCal, a little bit of precipitation kind of scheduled for the weekend. We don't know if it's going to be a lot or not even be a factor. We'll find out once we get there. But that's a little bit of a look ahead here in Southern California. All right, Chris, best of luck with just a good winner. Let's hope for a cleaner break. Gate 2, and maybe in the second time improvement over the track.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. And closing out the pick 6 could be a monster pool. And don't leave out that one horse because it could cost you a nice return. It was a $29,000 plus pick 6 carryover. We're looking at a monster pool for Saturday night. We've got some wide open races.
It should be well over the 6 figures when everything's combined about the pick 6 pool, including the carrier. All right, Chris, have a good rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you this weekend also.
All right, Bush, you have a good night.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, with the trials to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby and the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship January 27th and 28th. Top sophomore Optical Illusion and Rockin' with Energy will lead the Winter Derby trials. Plus, we'll give away the popular Los Alamitos wall calendar. On Sunday, defending winner Apolitical Pence will head the Winter Championship trials. Plus, Super Derby winner Jericho and Grade 1 winner Scoops Dynasty will also be in action. Quarter horse racing's best, always at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
That's right, and we'll have a very nice pick 6 to tackle on Saturday with a carryover just shy of $30,000. Welcome back here to the program. I'm joined by the voice of Los Alamitos, Michael Wrona. Michael, welcome back to the program. How's your Thursday afternoon going?
Going very well, Jose. How are you doing, mate?
Doing well. A little bit of battling a little bit of a sore throat, but we're getting through it. I'm playing, as they like to say on the basketball games, he's listed as questionable. I'm questionable, but I made it onto the starting lineup for this weekend's show.
You're soldiering on, as my mum likes to say.
I like that. Soldiering on. I'll put that into my vocabulary. Like when I said, what did I say? I think I said something was bonkers, and you were like, I need to use that in my vocabulary. So there we go. We exchanged some vocabulary in the last few weeks here. Welcome back to the program. First, I want to recap a nice selection last week. You Can Run did run to the winner's circle last week.
Yeah, thanks. He had plenty on his opposition. A lot of back class, very high quality animal. And it was nice to see him return to the winners list. He'd had a very long layoff, but he'd been showing good positive signs in his couple of runs off that layoff. And it panned out beautifully from the outside post position, and he cruised home. Very nice to see a good horse back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, it took him a while, but he's in the mix against very, very tough rivals throughout the last year or so. So he got back to a good level. He got a good trip and got the job done. And thank you for that winner on the show. Let's talk about this weekend, Saturday night, 9 races. We talked to Chris. He gave us a look all the way in the last race of the night. I like that you're taking us all the way to the beginning of the card. You're taking a look at race number 1.
Yeah, Chris and I will try to bookend Saturday night's card. I'm looking at this 1,000-yard maiden because Pika House caught my eye in his nighttime debut, his second career start, just 2 weeks ago. I thought it was a very good effort after early trouble, which does not really show clearly on the pan replay. Will show you first, but you'll see it more definitively when we look at the head-on. But he has gate 6 in all red colours, and you'll see him drop back just after the start.
Yeah, watch this. It's a very sudden drop after the start. Right there, you can see how even the jockey kind of bounced up into the air. And at that point, the race was pretty much over for Pika House.
Yeah, he dropped back to second last, and he gradually made ground, though. And I liked the way he just kept coming on. He didn't fly home, but he was gradually picking off horses one by one. He ended up in the money. You'll see him start to come into the picture as the field draws toward the top of the stretch. And ultimately, he gets within 2 1/4 lengths of the winner in finishing third.
And he's still, you can tell he was still trying to show some run right there. He was getting
He's on
some
the
traffic
inside.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
So
red colours.
I backed him this night. He took some late play, and obviously there were some excuses there. So, yeah.
And he galloped out
significant trouble.
with the winner. He was actually in front around the turn in the gallop out. See him there in those red colours.
Yeah.
But if we can take a look at the head-on, you'll see how significant this problem for him was. The number 7 horse will come in and bump Pika House and cause him to stumble sharply.
And we'll show the head on here for Pika House, and you can see that where the significant amount of trouble obviously happened at the start, but it was hard to see, and we'll have the head on here in just a moment. Here it is. So we'll bring it up, and again, he was in gate number 6 here, Pika House.
Yeah, he takes a knock from the 7 horse, and it's not really a very close-up view of the field at the start there, but trust me, it was a significant stumble, and he lost considerable ground in a hurry. He dropped right back, and again, I thought it was a good recovery and a good effort overall. I think he spotted to run a nice race with the 2-week turnaround. It's good to see him coming back so soon. Francisco Orduna Rojas sticks, and I think this Edward Freeman trained son of Clubhouse ride is worth a few dollars at 4 to 1.
And again, that was a field of 9. Tonight is going to be a field of 7, so hopefully less chance for some traffic trouble. You do have Marcia Storch. The barn was in a nice roll last week, Michael, with some flash.
Yes.
We'll have the 1 and the 3. Last baby is the 3 horse, the one that's listed at 2 to 1 in Edinburgh Moorland. So that's probably going to be the horse to catch there in gate number 3 for Marcia Storch and Ricardo Ramirez.
Yeah, I'm certainly worried about the number 3 horse based on how well the Storch horses have fired in recent times here. She had a winner last Saturday and a winner last Sunday, and this horse has displayed consistent, good early speed back up in Northern California. Hasn't run here, but that didn't stop her horses from winning last weekend. So, yes, the 3 horse is my chief concern here, but at 4 to 1, I think Pika House is a worthwhile play.
That will be Michael's selection. Pika House for Edward Freeman, Francisco Orduna Rojas in race 1 to start the card on Saturday night. While I have you here, we'll wrap up this segment here, and I want to mention my selection. Kind of get your thoughts on this race. We kind of looked at this race, and when the Moorland came out, and this to me, when the Moorland came out to me, this was the race I wanted to take a stand in, because you got the 1 Helicopter Pilot at 5 to 2, you got Lampy at 2 to 1, you got Sandjack at 3 to 1, and you got Cathedral Light at 5 to 2. So there's 4 horses between 2 to 1 and what is 5 to 2, 3 to 1? Yeah, 4 horses between 2 to 1 and 3 to 1. So these are probably the races I like to take a stand, because there's no point in going 2 deep, 3 deep, 4 deep, being alive to the same possible odds in pick fours or pick threes, I'd rather take a stand. I'm taking a stand with Cathedral Light. And I want to show that replay there of Cathedral Light back on January 6th. And he's a gelding. He had the outside post. He actually went off as the betting favorite. And I thought the white trip cost him, maybe not the win. Maybe he was never going to be a threat for the win that night. But I think it really cost him a chance to possibly get second in the spot. I thought it was a clean break. He tried to stay in the mix, but he was naturally wide because of the wide draw. There was 2 or 3 horses vying for position. But all in all, I know it was a 4th place finish as the beaten favorite, but I still thought it was a decent effort given the white trip and how the race unfolded. So, Michael, I'm just hoping that Cathedral Light, with that outside post, a smaller field tonight, is able to just stay a little bit closer to whoever the leaders might be in the spot. And I'm thinking he can run better.
Yeah, the horse is somewhat pace compromised and has struggled to just get close enough within striking distance mid-race on a lot of occasions. Started off with Jerry Hollendorfer, I think.
Yes.
And but certainly from the outside draw and a clear trip, you've got a chance to reel them in this smallish field. Helicopter Pilot has won once from 46 or 47 starts. Yeah. And this is a nice little drop in claiming price for him. It brings him right into the race. He's thereabouts usually, but he's very difficult to endorse, in the win pool.
Yeah.
I actually will be quite pleased and happy to see him win another race because he's certainly earns a check so many times for his connections and has just been a real stalwart in the 1,000-yard races for a long time now. Sandjack almost got up for the win just a week ago, I think. It's a 1-week turnaround for Sandjack. Went very close, coming up a neck short. So, there's decent competition, but your horse figures strongly.
Yeah, and I froze that replay right there at the finish line because that's what I like to, the 4th place finish on paper is worse than the video tells you because even though he was 4th, he only missed 2nd by a long nose, if that. So with the white trip, to me, should have been a clear 2nd, maybe a threat for the win, but I definitely think he was compromised with that 4 wide trip, and he should have been a clear 2nd at least. So that 4th place finish on paper, I think, is worse than what it looks, and I'm looking for Cathedral Light to bounce back with a better effort come Saturday night. So again, I'll go with the 6 in race number 2. And Michael will go with the 6 in race number 1. So how about a 6-6 early double, my friend? That'll be a nice way to kick off the program.
That would be wonderful.
It would be. Looking ahead, you're in action, of course, in the booth this weekend. But I believe a weekend from now, the next weekend, the following weekend, you'll be out of town, right?
Yeah, I'll be emceeing the awards banquet when we announce the champions of 2023 next Friday night, but then I'm jumping onto a cruise ship on the Saturday, and Ed Burgart's going to come in and call the races for us that weekend, the last weekend of January. That
sounds good. That sounds like a good plan. Hopefully you get some nice relaxation on that cruise, and if we can get a good enough signal, I might poke you to come join us on the show. We get enough Wi-Fi signal there, so we'll have to play it by ear. But it should be a good weekend of racing. As far as weather forecast, I was talking to Chris, a little bit of precipitation scheduled for Southern California. Don't know exactly when it's going to begin. We'll see. We'll have to play by ear, day by day, see how it goes, Michael.
Yeah, take it as it comes. And who knows? Maybe we can orchestrate a preview show segment from the high seas. That would be fun.
That would be good. What was it? Maybe 2 years ago, I gave it a try. I didn't have enough signal, but we did get that video. We'll dig it back up that I sent a video from my cruise up in Mexico. So maybe we'll have the same idea come a few weeks time. Michael, best of luck with your selection. Hopefully we can start a nice early double with our selections in races 1 and 2. And then look forward to that Pick 6 carryover, which will begin in race number 4. Have a good rest of your Thursday, and I'll talk to you this weekend down also.
Okay, all the best. Hooroo.
And that's a wrap for the preview show. We'll talk to you here next week. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you out there at Los Alamitos.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick Six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, with the trials to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby and the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship January 27th and 28th. Top Sophomore Optical Illusion and Rockin' with Energy will lead the Winter Derby trials. Plus, we'll give away the popular Los Alamitos wall calendar. On Sunday, defending winner Apolitical Pence will head the Winter Championship trials. Plus, Super Derby winner Jericho and Grade 1 winner Scoops Dynasty will also be in action. Quarter horse racing's best, always at Los Alamitos Racecourse.